Hello world, this is Draken, and we're going to be talking about the summons today. Specifically, should you do these summons so close to the Final Fantasy X anniversary? Because, honestly, I'm looking at these summons, and if you're trying just to do the free viz to get them, they are both sharing a featured new unit banner. So you could get either Garvall or Elsirelle. Probably said that wrong, but whatever. The drop rates, 50% chance to summon a feature unit in the guaranteed. Poof. And amazing, if you do summon one of those two featured units, which is only a 50% chance every 10k viz, if you don't get any other ultra rares along the way, right? You have to realize you'll probably spend somewhere between 12 to 16k probably getting up to that. And then you'll end up with only a 50% chance to get one of these two units. Honestly, it should be a 100% chance to get one of these two units after 5 pulls. It isn't. And then you only get 80 shards for this, and this is one of the things that's very hard. If you are trying to get one of these two units maxed, it will most likely eat up a ton of your viz. It's a 0.8% chance to normally get them. So times that by 10 each pull, you'll have like an 8% chance to get them. Yeah, the 10 times guarantee doesn't seem to change that much. Yeah, the max gauge, you have 25% chance for one, 25% chance for the other. So if you're going for Garvall, you might have to do this 4 times to possibly get him. And you'd probably be spending between 40 to 60k viz just to get the unit. That's without getting any of his shards. They do give you the bingo board. They do give you his shards, throughout the time. Not very many of them though. And let's talk about their shards here, because this 9-step summon, my friend did it and he didn't actually look at it before doing it, and he has buyer's remorse because he feels like he got scammed. And I don't blame him after taking the time to look at it. The rewards for this 9-step are much worse than the other ones. First of all, you get 200 less of these unit shards. They're spread out more, so they look like there might be more. But you only get 400 shards there, I believe. And you don't get the 600 you normally did before that. So that kind of sucks. It's also divided up between the two of them. So you're most likely going to have that unfortunate time of not getting the shards. You might get all the shards for Elshira, whatever it is, and not any of the ones you need for Garvall there. And you might get Garvall and have all the shards for the other person. You're not too sure. The drop rates for this one are also probably not going to be the best. Take a look at the drop rates. Ultra rare, 4%. 0% chance on an ultra rare vision card. They're not giving you ultra rare vision cards. That is weird. It's kind of stupid too, but I mean, I guess it gives you more chance to get the ultra rare units you want. So that might raise your odds up a bit. 0.8%. So your leagues above these other ones, it's 10 times more likely, but it's still, you're still looking at like 0.8 or like 8% or something on the 10 pulls to get these units. And that's not a very good odd to actually get the ones you want. Mythic rare plus guaranteed slot. So you're guaranteed a mythic rare unit. Drop step 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Applicable unit shards guaranteed. 100%, 50 or 50. Drop rate steps 4 and 7. Applicable unit shards guaranteed. Ultra rare. Okay, yeah. Just telling you those are 100%. So I'm not a fan of this 9-step, partially because it doesn't give as much as it should for a 9-step, but also because it does not have some of the same items that the other ones did, which made them such a great deal. It's like for 3 of them, they've taken the rewards away, and you're not getting the same amount of stuff. You're getting a bunch of these things, some of those, some rainbow shards, some pots, but you're missing out on some of the other great stuff they had, and you're not getting nearly as many shards anymore. I wouldn't recommend doing this so close, but if you are trying to get those units, the best option is the paid viz. Unfortunately, that is the best way to get which of these 2 units you want. Because most likely, if you're doing this option, you could potentially just spend all your viz and still not get who you want. Same with the 9-step. I mean, you'd be guaranteed the shards, so you'd be guaranteed that eventually, when you do get one of these units, later on in the future, you'd have a bunch of their shards already ready to go. However, the only guaranteed way to get one of these 2 is to spend the 6k paid viz. You do have this option here as well. It does include these 2 in it, and you can retry it once. However, I don't believe the drop rates for this are very good either. There's 0.6% for all those regular units. Or was that just for everyone? I'll have to scroll back up there. 3% on the 1 guaranteed slot. So yeah, no, your chances to get these guys in this slot, they're featured in the face of it. However, their odds are just as good as everyone else's. Except for, of course, Ruinstern and Gilgamesh. They're a lower chance to get them. I think they're a couple % less, probably half. So even though they feature these 2 at the front of the summon, it's not actually an increased drop rate for them at all. So this is a definite hard pass. You do not want to do this. Even if you have that retry once, it's not going to go well for you, and it's paid viz. So if you are doing the paid viz route, you're better off just going with these guaranteed pulls. Then again, I don't know if you'd want to do that. Let's just take a look at the bingo boards they do have for these 2 units. So yeah, they have pretty much the standard bingo board they always have. 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 20 shards are given to you. Even if you got all the shards from the one, just for the 1 unit you wanted, you still wouldn't have enough to max them out. You'd have to spend another 4k viz to get the other 80 shards you would need to max them out. So that's what kind of sucks here is they aren't giving you a very good way to get them maxed out without spending a ton of viz, either paid or free. Because if we do take a look, this shop doesn't have any. You could get a couple from these, not much, so it probably isn't the best option there. The shop itself, let's take a look for their shards in there. It's basically, they're doing this option here where it's the paid viz gives you these shards, and yes, it is a good deal compared to the regular paid viz that they've been throwing at you. However, it is still behind a paywall, and these tiny micro transactions they're trying to bleed out of people for great deals isn't exactly the way I want to see this game kind of go in the future here. I would prefer it if they just had, you know, for the regular viz, which is pretty fucking hard to get. It's taken me forever just to save up this much because there's some things you just see that you have to get, or you really want the limited time unit, so you pull on them, but it costs you way more than you thought it would. And what do, right? You're out of viz, and there's no easy way to really build it back up. And of course they have the standard 40 shards for 2000 viz here. 3 of them at least, not just 1, which they did with the Halloween units, and I did not agree with that. They should have had 3. Like, for all the people who are pulling them new, like, they didn't have good ways to get those shards, and they had the, like, oh, you can get 3 of the paid Viz ones, though, which is just, like, come on. You don't have to do that. You can just let people pay. In fact, they shouldn't even limit these to just 3 here. Realistically, if you have the Viz, just let people be able to spend it. Because even if you buy all this, and you did the 9-step, and you did the bingo board, and you did their hard quest, you still might be a couple hundred short, and you'll have to refresh the shop and spend more Viz doing that. You're not looking at a cheap max limit break here, no matter which route you go, though. If you have phenomenal luck, you'll get them first pull. However, then you won't have any of their shards from any of the other pulls, and you will have to spend a lot to get them maxed out. I would spend probably all of this, and I still wouldn't have them close to max, so... It's unfortunate, because I do like both of these units. They both have really good TMRs. They both have really good abilities. I would love Garvall. He would be a great addition to my, melee fisting team. Elsirelle, she's not too bad, but she's not exactly one I want, which is another reason why I'm not going to be trying to pull on this. Because if I did the 9-step and then I got her, that would just be pretty bad. She reminds me of the yellow-haired guy from Demon Slayer. That's who she reminds me of. She just falls asleep and then she unleashes a big combo. Lightning step. But Garvall's TMR, fucking amazing. The amount of magic penetration he gives onto any unit, I think it's like 50% or some horse shit. For 3 turns, he gives them that much magic penetration. It's ridiculous. Like, throwing that on a unit that has any kind of magic abilities is going to be deadly. Elsirelle's, her ability gives a huge increase to accuracy. I wonder if we can actually, we can take a look at their stats. You can take a look at the TMRs they do have here. It's a decent enough other one. It gives a good little amount of accuracy. Wake up impact, I can't remember the exact rate of accuracy it gives, but it is a massive increase. So any evasion teams out there better watch out. And then the peacetime brooch, it'll be causing peacetime once you annihilate all your enemies by like one fucking magic spell, because it just has a huge amount. So magic/magic attack resist piercing rate. So it actually raises your magic up too, even crazier, and just pierces right through them. And I do think it's like a stupid amount of like magic. And so I really want him for this because I do have magic units that I would love to have this on. However, I'm just not loving the pulls I'm seeing here. Like, I just don't. If I did any of these pulls, I would literally just do the paid pull. That's all I would do. However, I'm saving that for Final Fantasy X. I'll be passing on these pulls this time, so you won't be seeing a pull video from me. However, good luck to everyone out there who is doing these pulls. You definitely need it. Gumi is kind of being a little cheap with the pulls right now. And with the step-ups, they definitely could do a better job with this. They could, for instance, have the 9-step for each unit and give 300 shards for each unit. Like, if you're spending 14k Viz for sure, you should be getting the unit you want, not here's a 50% chance to get the unit you want, or here's a 50% chance to get one of these 2 units, and then you have a 50% chance on top of that. So you really only have 25% chance to get the unit you want after each 10k fucking Viz, like, into it. If you get lucky and you don't get the units you want. It's like, I just can't even. I can't even, Gumi. So, good luck to everyone out there, and see you guys next time on the next update here, which hopefully is going to be Final Fantasy X. And if Golem is coming up next, I'll at least be able to get a bunch of stuff from that. Hopefully I'll be able to solo it, and hopefully you'll be able to solo it, because that's the best way to get medals for it. See you guys next time.